70 years is a long time, and in that time, Bruce Wayne's alter ego has lived through numerous incarnations. He has gone from being the Batman to being Batman. He has gone from being dark and torturous to being campy and back again. He has fought countless villains and made many friends. Lewis Wilson was the first actor to portray the vigilante hero on screen in a 13-part serial titled Batman in 1943, directed by Lambert Hillyer. In this film, Batman battles Japanese spy maker Prince Daka, who had the unfortunate habit of turning scientists into zombies. This was followed by Batman and Robin in 1949, with the role then being played by Robert Lowry. It was directed by Spencer Gordon Bennett and matched the dynamic duo against the Wizard. At this point, you didn't have to be a comic book reader to know who Batman was. These serials helped bring his character to life and pave the way for the films we know today. In January of 1966, Adam West became the Batman of the television series that ran until 1968. This version became a pop culture phenomenon, spawning merchandise and making the careers of many of its actors, including Burt Ward as Robin. Adam West's Batman was campy and integrated the look of a comic book, utilizing bright colors and all the pows and bams you could swallow. It also gave us the next feature film, Batman, released in 1966 between the first and second seasons of the series. During its heyday, the Batman series gave us personified versions of the most famed enemies: the Joker, the Riddler, Catwoman, the Penguin, Mr. Freeze, and plus some that were created specifically for the show. Batman never left television audiences for long, being featured in many animated series as well as another attempt at TV in 1977 with The New Adventures of Batman. All was quiet on the theater front until Tim Burton once again brought him to the big screen in 1989. This heralded film starred Michael Keaton as the hero and paired him against Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Even though everyone wasn't completely pleased with the first feature, it was extremely successful and eventually spawned the sequel, Batman Returns, in 1992, also directed by Tim Burton. It was nominated for 2 Oscars and grossed $266 million worldwide, even though many claimed it was too dark for younger audiences. Danny DeVito joined the cast as the Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. Once again, moviegoers would be amazed, while the comic book fans were sent to their corners grumbling. Even though the sequel didn't match the enthusiasm of the first, Joel Schumacher would come along to helm the third installment, Batman Forever, in 1995. Val Kilmer came on to play the part of Batman, and Chris O'Donnell joined as Robin. It would go on to receive 3 Oscar nominations and gross a total of $337 million worldwide. The villains this go were Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face and a bendy Jim Carrey as the Riddler. The new director brought a newly designed costumes that were inexplicably metallic in appearance along with his different style. Christopher Nolan reinvented the Batman franchise with his release of Batman Begins, and comic book fans could finally exhale. Christian Bale reignited the love of the superhero that brought him to the screen once again as the dark vigilante that many had waited so long to see. This one finally did it right. Joe Chill killed Bruce's parents just like he should have all along, causing Bruce to become the Dark Knight. This film was nominated for 1 Oscar and grossed a total of $372 million worldwide. The Dark Knight, a sequel to Batman Begins, promised to be even greater. When it opened, it earned a whopping $1 billion worldwide. The film received 8 Academy Award nominations and won for the Best Sound Editing and Best Supporting Actor for Ledger's performance. The film would be followed by a third and final entry titled The Dark Knight Rises, with Bale, Kane, Oldman, and Freeman returning to the original roles. This film is set to be the conclusion of Christopher Nolan's Batman series and releases this summer 2012.